And you could turn it up.
Okay.
You could turn it up. When you shouldn't. Hold on, we're gonna have to edit this. When you shouldn't. Oh, that's it. When shouldn't you? That's what it is. What up? When shouldn't you sue a parent for child support? Wow. That's a heavy topic. Yeez. Yo, 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 yo. What up, family? Zoe Williams is about to get busy. We got a special guest tonight. We up in here live. When shouldn't you sue a parent for child support? 3 minutes before we go live. Listen, I'm asking everybody to get at your brother. What up, man? I'm asking everybody to get at your brother. Mimi is just pulling up. I'm asking everybody to support the movement here tonight. What up, famo? New York. I'm asking everybody. I hit that super chat button. Whatever you could donate. You under dig? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 100. Please donate. Donate, donate. You see how I went from 75 to 100? That was... Please, please, please donate to the movement. The Voice of Reason is about to be nuts tonight. Mimi just pulling up.
You want to tell her right quick?
Oh, yeah.
You want to talk to her?
Yeah.
All right.
Did you tell her?
I had her on. I think she hung up. She probably...
Okay. We're going to get her. How can we order a signed copy of The Relationship Dismount? It's very simple. All you have to do is go to my website, IamZoeWilliams.com. And once you go through the process of ordering your copy of your book, just put a little note in there that says, hey, Zoe, can you please sign? Could you please sign this for me? And I'll do it. All right, www.IamZoeWilliams.com. All right, our special guest is on. Hey, hey, hey.
Oh, never mind. It's ringing.
Oh, well, let me know when we got him. We got 1 minute. Hello, hello? Hey, this is Zoe. How you doing? I'm excellent. Here, let's turn this music down a little bit. Listen, we're going to bring you in at the 10 minute after the hour mark. And then I want you to provide tools. We're going to roll for about 15 minutes. I'm going to give you about 15 minutes to just, you know, give people some clarity on what to do after, you know, something this heinous has happened. You know, how to deal with the trauma of it. Both as an observer and as people who have maybe some family members who have been caught up in it, wounded and or otherwise. So I just wanted to touch base with you really quickly before the show, just to let you know this first few minutes is going to be promotion. Okay? Okay, just hang in there with us. We're ready to go.
Don't hang up.
And don't hang up. Hold on. All right.
All right, it's time. You ready?
Let's go live.
Well, we're going to get into some more music right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready?
Welcome to the Heart of R&B. I'm your host, Stephen Russell Hart. What's your name? I'm your host, Stephen Russell Hart.
What's your name?
Yes, you're in the heart of R&B. The two of us. Yes, you're in the heart of R&B. The two of us. Welcome to the heart of R&B. Steve Russell Harris. The heart of R&B with your host, Stephen Russell Harris. You know how we do.
Peace and power, Atlanta and the world. Last year, we made history with the beauty, the pageantry, the majesty, and we right back at ya. The second annual Black Power Awards, a celebration of Black excellence. Saturday, November 18th, hosted by rapper and activist David Banner and actress Ernestine Johnson. Honorees include Dr. Batulu Shakur, Dr. Rita Marley, and hip-hop legend himself, Rakim Allah. For tickets and information, go to blackpowerawards.com or call 404-439-1044. The second annual Black Power Awards, Saturday, November 18th at the Sheraton Atlanta downtown.
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turn-offs? Fantasies and fetishes? Financial infidelity? I'm dating a bad person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this is gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff? The child wasn't here, and you still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How is that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I would like to kiss a woman's ass. Is there something wrong with that?
Damn.
You told me you had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humosity?
He likes it when it tickles my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
So, ladies and gentlemen, Zoe Williams, the voice of reason, back in the building, Dash Radio. You already know how we get down. It's 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That means it's 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And you already know we come with the roughest, toughest, most in-depth topics that we possibly can come with. But before we can even get to that, you know I got to do a few things, a couple of promotions. You heard those commercials in the beginning of the show. One of those, Heart of R&B, that is a radio show that I gave the green light to here, right? Steve Russell, who lead singer of the 80s and 90s R&B group Troop, along with Michelle A, NWA, Dr. Dre fame, have joined together to do a radio show here called The Heart of R&B. It starts, I think, this Wednesday. Is this Wednesday the 6th or the 4th? The 4th. Yeah, it starts this Wednesday. So, I think it's going to be from 8 to 10 p.m. And I'm just happy for Steve Russell, producer, 3-time Grammy winner, writer, producer. I think he wrote and produced No Air for Chris Brown and Jordan Sparks. You know, so he's still writing and producing. Very proud of the brother. And he has a voice. So I made sure that I did what I can do to help the brother, you know, get a show. Angry Smurf will be here today. She's on her way. Settle down, Angry Smurf fans. So will Mimi. Mimi just pulled up. Everybody chill out. She'll be here. No Tiffany today. Also, our good friend Antonio Moore. He comes on Friday the 6th with Tone Talks. Tone Talks is going to be lit. You already know what kind of work Antonio Moore is doing. Tone Talks is about to be crazy on Dash Talk Radio. So I'm very pleased to be an integral part of getting those shows on the air here at Dash Talk. Very, very excited about it. We heard you walking up in here talking.
Click clacking. I heard you.
Come on in here, Mimi. You know, so very, very pleased with that. Also, just got a couple of things to promote. There they come. There go Big and Little Juicy.
That's right. Ooh.
Listen,
Super little.
you gotta keep ordering this. You guys have made Total Package Energy a success. I use it before every show. And listen, anybody that's working out, listen, man, you got to drink this. No sugar, no carbs, enriched with vitamins, natural ingredients, and amino acids. It's a neural enhancer, energy boost, stamina sustainer, antioxidant, Total Package Energy. Go there now. All right, everybody's happy. Damn Mimi, Little Juicy Juice, Mimi, yeah, they just happy. Dressed to Kill, they love. Jeff's show will be on Thursdays. You know, I opened the door for Jeff to get his show as well.
That's right.
I'm at Jeff's show every week, helping him along, getting him to, acclimate to what's happening. But Jeff's show is already on. It's already on the train tracks. It's already heading downhill, picking up steam. The Intellectual Irritant, you could hear that show, or the Inappropriate Hour with Jeff Brown, you could hear that show Thursdays from 11 to 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Great show. Also, don't forget to go to my website, IamZoeWilliams.com, and order your copy of The Relationship Dismount, How to Stick the Landing When Exiting a Toxic Relationship. Just go to my website, IamZoeWilliams.com, and order it right now. All right, let me get all of this out the way. It's time. We have a special guest on the line.
Uh-oh.
And DJ Ski came into the Zoe show today and asked me, he was like, look, man, somebody called about getting some grief counseling, for Vegas. I mean, 50 people dead, 400, nearly 500 people wounded. I mean, that's a lot. I mean, and then there's people out there who are dealing with it, who, the best they know how. So what we wanted to do was bring some people on that could point people in directions for resources. How to deal with this long after the media stops talking about it. You're going to have to deal with the trauma, the wound that happened to Las Vegas. So without further ado, I want to bring in Dr. Robin Henderson. I'm not going to read her whole bio. Just know she's cold in the game with it. And I'll let her speak on it. Dr. Robin, are you in the building?
I am in the building.
Oh my goodness. You got to talk to us. What happened in Vegas? And how do we recover? How do we heal from that?
So it's complicated. There's so much we don't know. And because we don't know so much, our imagination fills in the blanks, right? And so what we know at this point is someone went out there and selfishly took the lives of a lot of people. It impacted thousands and thousands, millions of it today. And did it without thinking about what that was going to mean to all of us, right? They did it for their own reasons that we may never understand. So how do we deal with that? What's the first thing we do with that? And it really kind of depends where you are in it. How are you going to deal with it if you're in Vegas or if you're related to somebody who is affected by that? Is just as important as how you're going to deal with it if you didn't know anybody involved. Maybe a little different, but it's just as important to talk about it.
Wow.
So where do we want to start?
I'm asking you, step one from, you wake up tomorrow morning. Step one, where do we go?
We got to talk about it. And we got to talk about it on a lot of different levels. We got to talk about what it means for us as individuals. We got to talk about it with our kids and about what it means for them. And then we got to talk about what it means for us in our society. These events are becoming more and more and more common. And it's not because there's all this social media out there and news comes all the time. They really are becoming more common. And we really got to start to understand as a society and a community, why is that happening? what's going on that's making violence the answer for every problem.
So,
talk with your kids, right?
Right.
One of the most important things we can do, because our kids don't have the information to process this. When they're the littles, 0 to 5, those little ones, the best thing we can do is protect those kids, because they're not going to understand what they're seeing. And if they happen to see it on the TV, answer their questions as best you can, but don't lead them down a road that says too much. Don't try and over-explain it. It's kind of the same way with kids who are like in elementary school and middle school. They're going to know about this and they're going to have questions, but their questions may be as simple as, so what happened to the people who had dogs? Where did all their dogs go? I mean, who took care of them? And that's a pretty normal question for a 7-year-old. For the parent, you got to think on your feet and go, well, I'm sure that the Humane Society stepped in and took care of those dogs. And they'll get reunited with their owners and it'll be okay. But whatever it is that they're focused on is going to get them the answers that they're needing in the space they're in is the most important.
Right. So we know that Las Vegas is one of America's great attractions. I mean, it's not the Las Vegas of 25 years ago when it was kind of seedy and it's now a family town. There's events and all types of attractions. Before it was gambling and prostitution and the mob. It's different now. It's something else. So how does the public at large regain their trust? Like regain the trust of the city to be able to say, okay, it's okay to go back to Vegas. How does that happen?
It's going to take a little bit of time, but we've got to step in and be brave. Vegas didn't choose this, and Vegas didn't create it. It happened in Vegas because that's where this individual chose to make that mark. But we all have to step back in and reclaim that space. That is our space. Vegas became a family destination because there's artists and performers and musicians who've chosen to make their lives there. So they're not on the road all the time, they've chosen to make their lives there. And we have to step back in there and make that space safe. And we have to look at our kids and our families and say, you know what? We enjoyed our time in Vegas. Somebody asked me this morning, what if my child and I had stayed at Mandalay Bay? Talk about what the good time was you had there. Because it's not Mandalay Bay's fault. It's not Vegas' fault. It's not anybody's fault like that. We have to go back in and reclaim that space and make it the space we need it to be.
Wow. Listen, if you're just tuning into the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams Radio, you're listening to the voice of Dr. Robin Henderson. She is the clinical liaison for Well-Being Trust, whose mission is to improve the mental, social, and spiritual health of the nation. In this role, she provides clinical oversights for investments in programming, ensuring that they are consistent with the mission and values of both organizations. So, what kind of mind says to themselves, I'm going to get 10, 15 rifles or whatever weaponry he had. I'm going to get an arsenal. I'm going to rent a hotel room. And then I'm going to shoot up, a public event. What kind of mind is like that? Can you give us a little insight into that?
A lot about that today. And clearly there's some distorted thinking in there. And somewhere along the line said this was the solution to whatever problem, whatever distorted problem came in there. And it's too early to know if this was related to some type of illness or something going on, but clearly he was not emotionally well. Clearly he was somebody who had not been grounded in all of the things that make us emotionally healthy. Because emotionally healthy people don't do stuff like this, right? You've got a support system around you that if stressors are starting to get to you and life looks like it's out of control, you're not going to go there. Some people would say this is pure evil. And if your belief system holds for a place for pure evil, I would definitely say that's what this is. Because there's no rational mind that goes out and takes the lives of that many people for no reason whatsoever.
Wow. So listen, some people on on the internet right now, on my Twitter page, they're asking questions, and they're asking questions for me to pose to you. One of the questions was, can you ask the good doctor, why is it so hard for some people to call this exactly what it is, an act of domestic terrorism?
And I think you're right. It is an act of domestic terrorism. Part of what terrorism implies is that there's some political, agenda behind it. And I think for some people, that's how we see terrorism, is there's some type of political agenda behind it. I don't think anybody knows if that's the case. But in any event, it is terrorism. And it is something that really is designed to destabilize and take people out of feeling safe in their own country.
Right. And it's definitely a scar on, the soul of the country, and it's something else we've got to deal with. Like, as if we weren't dealing with enough as a country, now we've got this to deal with as well. Let me ask another question. Why is it that these types of people seem to be able to hide so well amongst us? I mean, because when you listen to what the police were saying about this guy, I think he lived about 80 miles outside of Las Vegas, and they said there was no real record, of any disturbance from him. No police records, not even being pulled over, nothing. Just kind of lying dormant like Dexter.
Wow.
And then all of a sudden just wakes up and then just goes off. Like, why is it that people like this can hide so well amongst us?
That's a really great question, too. I mean, every time something like this comes to light, I think about some of those horrific kidnappings and abductions where people have been hidden in the basement of a house right in the middle of a pristine neighborhood.
No, I got it.
And they've been tortured there for years, and nobody saw, because people hide in plain sight. When you're dealing with folks who have extraordinary pathologies, they can look perfectly normal. I mean, pure evil's best defense is the fact that it can look so normal and approachable. And so it's really hard to know. I mean, it'd be a heck of a lot easier if there was just kind of like a bright, shining neon light bulb over somebody. Every time somebody had an evil thought, you just go, oh, I know what you're thinking. But I don't think there's a great answer for how could they hide in plain sight.
Wow. So let me do this, because I want to guide people to your services. If you're living in the Las Vegas area and you want to get in contact with the good Doc, how can they find you?
Well, the best way, there's only one me, but the best way to find help anywhere, whether it's LA, Las Vegas, or anywhere, is called the National Suicide Prevention Hotline. And I know it says suicide prevention, but they're really trained crisis counselors who are there to connect you with people who can help. They can just talk through and say, you know what, this is what we need to talk through. There's also the crisis text hotline that you can text to. If talking's not your thing, you can text in. And those are 24-hour a day, 7-day a week, confidential, free places that if you need somebody to talk to, they're there for you right now. And they can help you get connected to somebody.
Wow. So let me just say, I really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule, Dr. Robin. I don't want to just call you Robin like we best friends. Hey, Robin, what's happening? I don't want to do it like that just yet. So I'm going to call you Dr. Robin Henderson. But I really appreciate you taking out the time to share this information, because there's a lot of people out there hurting after, this wild, event. So appreciate you so much. And hopefully one day you can come back to the show and participate on some of our wild topics.
I would love that. And so thank you so much for talking about this.
Absolutely.
What we need to do is talk to each other right now.
Absolutely. Thanks again. Appreciate you so much, Dr. Robin Henderson. We will call you back soon.
Take care.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I felt like I had to do my part.
That's right.
because, jeez, the world is wild. It's a lot going on.
Hecka called it.
Hecka didn't she?
Mm-hmm. She called it.
She said it's about to get crazy. Didn't she say that?
Mm-hmm.
And see, and you know what it is? Y'all be hating on Hecka when she called.
When she said that, I was like, oh no.
Y'all be hating on Hecka. Hecka be smashing. She told us, she said it's about to get wild. It's about to get wild. She talked about Trump. She talked about North Korea. She said it's about to break down. And when you factor in everything that's going on, natural disasters, nuclear bomb, like not the atom bomb from 1945. We're talking about the hydrogen bomb. Some super wild is going on. NFL protests, NCAA basketball infractions, and then this. As if we're not dealing with enough. It's a lot going on. And here comes Zoe with today's topic. Oh, God. I'm just trying to exacerbate the problems even more. Gosh. Did y'all see my topic?
I peeped. I got a little.
Listen,
I was driving.
the reason why I had to do this topic, because somebody reached out to me. And, somebody reached out and was just like, yo, man, you got to talk about this lady, Imani Clark. Imani Clark put a post up, pretty little chocolate thing. September 22nd, a woman named Imani Clark is making international news for a recent Facebook post. I don't know if this is real, but her Facebook post says that Imani claims that she is refusing to put her baby's father on child support. This was her post. I do not support or believe in child support. I do not believe in putting a man, let alone a black man, in the system. Wow. She says, is worth it. She doesn't believe it's worth putting a black man in the system. It's either he's going to help you or not. The government sets up so many ways for you to not succeed, especially as a black man. And I don't see how...
No, I don't care.
Is that what that means?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you for the text translation, because I'm 60. I don't care how deadbeat you are, how disrespectful or ignorant you are. I will not be responsible for handing over your life to be a product of the corrupt justice system in America. The best thing my child can have is both parents. How can we have that if I'm throwing your life away over some money? Money isn't greater than anybody's life. Signed, a struggling single parent. Compelling argument. That's why I had to do today's topic. When to deal or not to deal with the devil. A deeper look at when or when not to take someone to child support. When or when not to sue a parent over child support. Crazy. This is an interesting question. Should a poor mother place an equally poor father on child support? God damn. Look at the girls in here. They usually they be cutting me off, but I'm gonna keep reading questions and I'm gonna keep framing. Is it foolish for a mother to refuse to sue a father for child support if she believes the system is corrupt? Conversely, is it foolish for a father to refuse to sue a mother for child support if he believes the system is corrupt? More true or false? True or false? A parent should be placed on child support if the parent cannot, or if the parent can support the child in all aspects of life, but decides to ghost the child instead. Oh, so you got the bread, but you refuse to pay? You got it and you refuse to pay? That woman, Imani Clark, was being dragged because she stood up saying, hey, the system is broken. I'm not going to throw a life into a broken system to be minced, even if I'll take an L for it. How many women out there are really willing to take an L? The number to dial is 323-230-4610. Call me, ladies, who stand with your baby's dad, even if he is a deadbeat. 323-230-4610. That's the number to dial. I gotta ask that question again. Should a poor mother place an equally impoverished father on child support? When do you think it's absolutely wrong to sue a parent for child support? Like, it's just wrong. 323-230-4610. Ladies and gentlemen, get to your phone lines right now. True or false? Child support money is completely tax-free income for the recipient, but is not tax deductible for the paying child support parent. God damn it. Call us. Who wants to have this discussion? I know it's hard. 323-230-4610. When to deal or not to deal with the devil. A deeper look at when or when not to take someone to court over child support. Well, my girls are in the building. Little and big juicy. How juicy is this shit gonna be? And tell the truth. Don't listen. Tell the truth. All right? Don't front on me. Tell the truth. And everybody in the chat room, don't front on the donations. Hit the little super chat $sign down at the bottom of the chat room. Anybody who donates, I'm going to shout you out. I'm going to give you a hella props today. Please donate. The super chat button is the little $sign down at the bottom of the chat room. Mimi,
Yes.
your perspective on today's topic. Ooh, I can already tell you ain't feeling it.
Well, you know what? It's just, I feel a few different ways about it. I think every situation is bounded for a different answer or solution. The reason I say that, you know, it could be a parent who can't afford to take care of the child. Neither one of them can, but that child still needs stuff. So even though they both can't afford it, somebody better share that cheeseburger with that baby and surprise and make it do it. You feel me? Like, you know, forget you ain't got no bread. You better make this shit happen. You feel me? We you know what I mean? We got to do what we got to do. So I don't even want to hear you don't have it and I don't have it. Shit, we better go find it. You know what I mean? We better
Mimi
go
said, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, because I want to go get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, you just got to go get it. And I mean, it may be you against the world, but hey, you can do it. You know, but on the flip side of it, though, I've been in a situation where I didn't really go after my kid's father like I could have, but I didn't do that for several reasons.
I was about to say, why didn't you?
Several reasons.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well,
okay, so number one, he was someone who was...
no, we get it. We understand.
So I was happy just to step away from that situation. You know what I'm saying? When you go through turmoil and something's like a nightmare, when you get out of it, you're like, you know what, me and my baby gonna make it.
I'm going straight. I'm not looking back.
Right.
Right,
you know
right,
what I'm
right.
trying to say? Like, you give me something cool. If not, my baby cool, because when you come, there's drama, turmoil, and it's all money ain't good money. So,
Right.
but that was my situation. But somebody else's situation may not be that. So I'm not speaking abroad. I'm talking about what I experienced.
Right.
You
Right.
know what I mean?
Right.
'Cause
Right. Right.
everybody's different. You know?
No, I get it. Little juicy.
I think it's circumstantial as well. I feel like I don't believe in the whole if you guys are both equally poor, putting him on child support or taking what little bit he has, or putting him in jail if he won't get it won't really help, because now
Right.
you know there's no way the child can see him, and there's no way for him to give the support if he's locked up.
Right.
So I feel like that's not the way to go. But on the other side of it, when it's like someone who has a substantial amount of money and they're just purposefully not doing it and not even trying to see the child or making no effort and just trying to be a complete deadbeat, and the mother or the single parent is struggling, I think that's okay. But I think it is okay to also be understanding of the situation. Like when my parents got divorced, my dad was struggling to get back on his feet because divorces aren't cheap. So at the time, he wouldn't always be able to make payments, and my mom she wasn't okay with it, but she wasn't like taking him to court like you missed it. You know what I mean? She just gave him the time to catch up, and eventually he would give her the money when he had it. But she dealt with that, and it was still he still came to see us. He still spent time with us, so it wasn't like he wasn't around. So that's why she was able to be lenient, because he was still doing what he had to do to be a good father.
But you know what I think is real interesting? These shows are like a journey, right? These shows are a journey because we uncover all types of shit that we may have not known before we had the show.
Right.
When you start to see the numbers, like when Antonio Moore comes in and he breaks down the numbers, can we just be honest about kids? Kids are for wealthy people.
That's what I say all the time.
Right? Like the iPhone, kids, the iPhone X, Jordans, cable, season tickets to the Lakers, all that's for wealthy people. Kids are not for poor people. And we just have to be honest about it. Now, the way I see the world has changed since I got a breakdown of what or how big that economic chasm is. Like, the numbers are even worse. There are new numbers out. The numbers are even worse than they were before. Antonio just dropped a whole little thing.
I've seen that.
The numbers are even worse when we talk about being broke. So now that comes back to condoms, reproductive responsibility. Because if you broke, because already you see how the women are when it comes to children. Women get hella rigid and inflexible when it comes to kids. It turns into, you heard what Mimi said? Somebody, hell nah. You ain't watching the goddamn football game. Over here trying to watch the football game.
I forgot.
Redskins are sorry. They're going to lose. Okay? No, but women get hella inflexible when it comes to children. It turns into, I don't give a fuck how you got to do it. I don't give a fuck what got to happen. Like Mimi said, somebody better share that motherfucking cheeseburger with this baby. So then guess what happens? Dudes feel the pressure, right, of, okay, nigga, daddy is a provider. So then that's when we get in the dirt. And then women turn a blind eye to the dirt that we doing because they like the end result of the dirt.
That part.
Can we speak about that? Mimi?
Oh my goodness. So you're saying turn a blind eye.
A lot of times y'all know what the fuck going on in these streets, but y'all ain't saying nothing as long as ends meet up.
Well, I guess most people obviously will look for the ends to be met up, but I don't really think I'm the type, if something went wrong with the way the ends were being met, I'm not turning my back. I'm down like I was when you was out. When you in, I'm sending that bread and making sure you straight. If you took care of me on these streets, then I got you wherever you at. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's loyalty. Like, if you down with somebody, then no matter what happened to them, and see, I'm going to tell them I don't know nothing because I don't need to know nothing. Knowing something means, shoot, I'm telling I know he do shit.
And then you could be a accomplice.
Right. I'm not trying to play none of them games. I don't know about nothing, but I got your back, boo. That's how we going to run that one.
As long as the bread is coming through.
But you know what? But this is the thing, though. I bring something to the table, too. So even if something went wrong and there was a malfunction with the bread, I just feel like if someone is loyal with me, then I continue the loyalty forever. But if someone is not loyal to you, that's a different circumstance. But someone show you loyalty at this time and day in your life, you can barely trust people. And they always out to get you. You know what I'm saying? But if you can find somebody down for you, taking care of you, looking out for you, a teammate, and something goes wrong with that person and you turn your back, then you wrong. And I told y'all before, I stayed down when mine got in trouble. Remember? So I shared that story. So I just feel like if you love that person, you stay down. Now, obviously, if it's a malfunction, then hey, that's some different shit.
So, what's your idea, or what's your perspective of Imani Clark and her decision to not go after the father of her kids?
I feel like it's good from her from how she's dealing with her life. So what I'm trying to say is this: if she feels like, because that does hurt the black man when you go and he's in the system and he doesn't even have anything going already. Now he doesn't have his driver's license. Now he has all these different things added to his circumstance. Right. You are putting him in a worse position than he was originally. He could have did more for you if he kept his license, because now he can go get him a job.
Right.
He can have a cleaner record, and things can move better for him.
Kids up from school.
So he can help in some type of way.
Right.
So it doesn't have to be financially. I mean, fathers has wisdom that women can't give to the child. So if he's able to give that wisdom,
that's big. But if the woman doesn't respect the man, she damn sure ain't gonna respect the wisdom he has to give to the child. She won't value it. Go deeper.
Well, you're right. She may not value it, but hopefully if he gets an opportunity to share that wisdom with that child would have heard the wisdom. And even though the mother's saying something totally different, that child can differentiate at one time in their life to say, hey, I heard what my daddy was saying. Because my mom used to hate on my dad when I was coming up. I mean, it was horrible. But I figured out who was who and what was what. So, you know what I mean? You can't hide behind a lie forever. The true you comes out. Sometimes you don't see who your parent is until you're an adult. Because as a child, you only see, oh, you want some food. Oh, you want your Fruit Loops. Oh, you want some toys. Oh, you want this. Oh, did you do your homework? It's different shit being talked about.
Do you think children make women irrational? Y'all motherfuckers don't think clear when it comes to kids. Can we? I don't know. Can we?
So what do you mean by that? Like,
what I'm saying is,
give me a better example of that.
I think women have a clearer mind when children aren't involved.
Pertaining to what?
A relationship?
No, I'm just saying women are more flexible. They're more understanding. They're all of that shit when kids aren't involved. But when children are involved, you guys get more rigid, more bottom line, especially as it pertains to the child.
Oh, okay. Well,
I don't think that's true.
Well, expound on it, football.
I think that's all circumstantial to the actual person itself, because there's people that aren't understanding when they, just in general, it has nothing to do with kids. They just, are hard-headed, stubborn, they're stuck in their ways. I don't think that kids can make someone more rigorous. And I know some parents that, or mothers that are super lenient when it comes to their kids, like, they let them get away with anything, but,
No, you talking about the kids. I'm talking about how they view the father.
Oh, I was like, well, that's why I was like, what do you mean?
See, when a woman is interacting with a man and they don't have kids, I'm saying...
I got you.
The woman tends to be more flexible.
Okay, that makes sense.
I agree.
When children get involved, that understanding is really, really limited.
Yeah,
right.
That's
Absolutely.
True. That's true.
And I mean on frivolous shit.
Yeah.
Like Christmas.
That's all you bought?
No.
What?
It's not even that's all you bought. It's nigga, we participating.
Oh, I got you. It's an event for the family.
This gotta happen. Go make it happen. Now, listen, man. I done seen motherfuckers spend their rent money on Christmas. Rent money, car notes, insurance, all types of shit on Christmas. Then, 6 days later, is the first. Struggling on the rent side. You spent it. Now, niggas had a white Christmas. Now your rent is in the red. I done seen it.
That's real shit.
I done seen it.
I seen it too.
So do you understand what I'm saying? Like, Antonio Moore broke that shit down on his Tone Talks video. He was like, A $1,000 cell phone is about to become a necessity.
Yep.
Ridiculous.
You about to get priced out of normal shit. These phones have to be updated constantly, right? To the point where, okay, you can't update this motherfucker no more. It's just gonna stop working.
So you gotta get the new
You
one.
better get the new one now.
Right.
And if you wait until it stops working, that means another new one is on the way.
Right. Yeah.
Nigga, you a phone and a half behind.
Right.
Do you understand? But you got some mamas out there who are, and I'm just talking about where we stand as African Americans. We don't know how broke we are, so we aspire to live the dream of white wealth. And white wealth has set up the institution to not share the wealth. So you dreaming to live like them and then bringing an extra pressure back to the crib, and then somehow your dude ain't a man because he can't live like a white man. What kind of nigga are you?
Right.
Where is your hustle, my nigga?
Hilarious.
Can we talk about it? I just want to throw it to y'all. Please tell us.
Well, I was gonna bring up the female that gets with someone for the child support or has a baby for the child support. So that money is expected, or that, like, you know what I mean? You know how people have babies to make money?
Right.
Like, they don't care about the child. They literally just conceive just to
The
get a
baby,
check.
the baby is a check.
Yeah,
Right.
it's a check for them.
Check baby.
You mean
it's not
I
even
get?
about the kids, but it's like,
You mean I get to get paid for what I love?
Right.
Nigga, you not Jordan. I love my baby. I get to get paid for having a baby. Can we talk about this? Are there women out there who are really like that? The number to dial is 323-230-4610.
February.
323-230-4610. Call us right now. Let us know. If you're just tuning in to the Voice of Reason, we're talking about when to deal or not to deal with the devil. The devil being the family court system. A deeper look at when or when not to take someone to court. Now, this woman made a stance. She said, the black man is more important. His life is more important than throwing it away. She acknowledged that she had the power to ruin his life by putting him in the system. Do you guys believe that you guys have the power to ruin the life of your father or your children's father by throwing him into the system? Do you believe that?
I don't believe that she can ruin, like a woman can ruin their life. I feel like because at the end of the day, it's all about responsibility. Because whether he put himself in that position in the first place by not being, there for the mother and not participating in being helpful or supportive in any way. Like, these laws and this child support is not like a new thing. It's like, it's out there, and women who choose and opt not to like take their baby's father into that system, like, that's on them. But at the end of the day, if it comes, it doesn't mean that it's her fault. He still put himself in that position. So I just feel like he still has accountability for getting himself in this position.
Isn't it a we instead of a he or a she?
That's true. It's both.
No question.
It's not just like she ruined his life. Well, he started it and she finished it.
But you can't have UCLA dreams if you're poor. I just need you to understand that.
But didn't Antonio Moore say he went to UCLA?
He did.
He said he was poor.
He was poor.
So what you mean?
This is what he means by that. If you look at the numbers across the board, we're talking about high school dropout rates. We're not saying it's impossible.
Okay.
He's not saying it's impossible. What he's saying is it's improbable.
Right.
You not niggas ain't doing. Look at the majors niggas is taking in college.
Marketing.
Okay, how many niggas is taking sociology? let's just keep it real. How many motherfuckers is coming out this bitch engineers? Do you understand what I'm saying? It's rare. How many niggas is coming out this motherfucker physicists?
Crazy thing is, I know a lot.
I bet you do.
Yeah. But it's not normal.
It's not normal. So what I'm saying is you still putting yourself in a position to where, like he broke down before, an average motherfucking black college graduate is worth less than the average white high school dropout. Or somebody or a white person who just had high school. You understand what I'm saying? Like, this shit is crazy, man. I wonder sometimes, like, how in the fuck are we supposed to compete and deal with it when we keep putting ourselves behind the 8 ball? I always tell young kids, never try to have a child or go, get serious with somebody right now until you've really discovered who you are, until you've seen the world, until you've traveled a little bit, until you've discovered your purpose. Because a lot of times, being in a relationship sometimes puts you in autopilot. We chilling, it's Netflix and chill, we're attached, we vibing, we kicking it. The next step is for me to come in you.
Oh, God.
Shoot the club up. The club get shot up.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Just on some natural, organic, we vibing, and the next thing you know, skeet offs.
Stop.
Fuck.
Because that comfort, that familiarity, it gets to a point where it's like, hey, man, it's all good. It's all good. And then you recognize it's not all good. Money has a way of tearing the best of friends down. Yep. You could have a relationship with somebody, right? And y'all friends like a motherfucker, right? A woman, y'all friends. This shit was built on some shit. But then when expectations get involved and y'all niggas start missing the mark, oh man, I heard a great definition of the word sin. I think it was Reverend Ike. He said the word sin, if you take it back to this original language, he was like, it means to miss the mark. Like an archer. Listen, when money get involved in American relationships and capitalistic relationships and transactional relationships and niggas start missing the mark, motherfuckers get sour than a motherfucker. I don't care how tight y'all was. Them relationships get rocky than a motherfucker. Am I lying?
Nope. That's the truth. That's every relationship. You got a homie and he run off with some bread or do something, it's a problem. You got a child, I know somebody's mad at their kids because their kid steals money. So they like, you know what, even though you my baby, but I got to love you and let you go.
I'm going to love your ass from across the street, my nigga.
Stealing ass. Lock your doors, hide your kids, this nigga coming.
Right, exactly.
Ladies, I want to hear from the ladies who are on the fence or were on the fence with regards to putting their child's father on child support. Just on the fence about it. Maybe you feel some kind of way, but then you felt like, well, fuck it, I gotta do it because the nigga living blatant right now. That's one thing women can't stand, is a daddy living well that ain't doing shit for his child. Right. And that's only right.
Well, that makes you really mad.
That's only right.
Or they have a new family.
Right. Or they take care of the other child more than they take care of your child. Yep. Taking them up from school, buying them stuff. That kid has a better relationship with that father than its own biological father.
And
child does.
I have a friend that she stopped speaking to her father around maybe like 15 or so. He got remarried and everything like that. He was completely involved with his new wife and that family and everything. I don't think he had kids with his new wife, but it was sad because eventually, like, it's a long story, it's kind of complicated, but he was eventually murdered by one of her family members.
You see.
Wow. The new wife's family member.
Wow.
And she didn't even go to the funeral. My friend didn't go to her own father's funeral because she's like, he's never really been a dad to me. He never really cared about me. I don't even know how to feel because he's, you know. And it's just crazy how, like, you left your original family for a new family and was ended up killed by that family. And the wife is still alive, and she went on a cruise.
Yeah, she got to move on with her life.
To move on.
Listening to Mary J and everything.
Stella got to bring back.
He didn't even leave her anything either.
Wow.
His daughter.
He did was left her alone.
And it's just crazy. Like, that's a whole nother level of, like, deadbeat.
Listen, this is why I say it is important to know yourself. Because when you blind, you don't know who the fuck is around you. You don't know who you're relating to. And listen, I'm speaking from experience. I still got blind spots. I be having niggas up round me that how you get around me?
Right.
You got to be careful. And you're not going to be able to see your person until you clearly see yourself. Until you clearly know yourself. And I'm talking about when you're relating with women. Because for men, women bring you lessons. And for women, men bring you lessons. And it's the blind spots that you don't see about yourself. You have a relationship with that person. That person will show up. Your blind spot will be like, hey, what's happening? Like, I'm attracted to you. I fuck with you. And next thing you know, that bullshit about yourself gets revealed by relating to that person. Shit's crazy, man.
I have a friend and she has a daughter, and the daughter was on the doctor's show. She has a rare disease. And so, long story short, the father's not in her life. The mother gets child support and stuff. So when the daughter got sick, because they didn't know she was going to make it, they wanted me to reach out to the dad. So I drove around, went to his house, left a note. He called me. I told him, and it was so crazy. He was so mad at the mom. He couldn't even hear the story that I was telling him about the kid. He just went right back to the mom, like, whatever their relationship is, he went left, not to tell her business. But what was interesting to me in it all is that the baby ended up having to have several surgeries. He never showed up for any of them. His anger for the mother and not wanting to be in the kid's life or whatever happened between them. And sometimes I understand. Sometimes stuff is so horrible, but I don't understand if your baby is sick and you know that the kid wants to see you. The kid is asking to see you because the kid feels some kind of way because she's like, well, everybody else got a daddy. Why don't I? So it was like one of her wishes. But I just said all that to say, everyone doesn't think the same. You know what I mean? Some fathers would have came to the plate. Others, this father just did not, And I was very disappointed because he really was getting mad at me that I was even mentioning the kid was sick. It was weird because he just went back to referring to her, which makes him mad. Right. You know what I mean?
And that's interesting because I remember you brought that up on another show, or it was brought up about how parents can treat kids differently because of their relationship with that the parent, and they're like they have a bad relationship, so that affects how they view the child because you're like, oh, you remind me of so and so.
But you know what? I think sometimes people are just dumb.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree.
Smart people don't do that.
Right. I agree.
A lot of times, the comparison with children in two different homes from two different parents or sets of parents, a lot of times that shit gets observed in the same way, I would say, as a person who has, depression. A person who has depression will create scenarios that aren't real. Right? There's an experiment, a depression experiment, where I think I talked about this before on the show, where you have that job interview experiment where the job interviewee, the depressed person, and then another person are in the same room. The job interviewee and the person who isn't depressed know of the experiment, but the depressed person does not. And basically, the job interviewee doesn't talk very much to the depressed person. So the depressed person assumes that they're not going to get the job.
Right.
Because that person wasn't talking as much or wasn't as affable to them. So they create a scenario where, yo, this motherfucker ain't fucking with me. A lot of times when you have that side baby situation, that's how Corey Holcomb labels it.
Right.
Or, you know, a child outside of wedlock, say you married, whatever. A lot of times, and I'm just saying, there are dads out there who do make a distinction between the kids. But in situations where, okay, well, fuck it, this is my situation, I got this other child. There are some people out there who love dads in particular, who love on those children for real, but the mother still may see it as not the same. And just like a depressed person may create scenarios that aren't true.
Agreed.
That will make a distinction that doesn't exist.
I agree.
This shit is fucked up. That's why I'm saying, be careful who you give your man milk to.
I have a question. What about, like, so what do you feel like women should do who find out they're pregnant and they know that they're not financially responsible, they're financially stable to take care of that child?
Then the woman want to get religious.
And say, oh, I can't take an abortion.
No, I can't kill a baby. Well, you can kill your life by having a baby. You can kill your potential.
Right.
See, because if you're not gonna have if you're gonna have a baby, please understand what that means with regards to your life. A lot of motherfuckers think it's easier said than done to say, you know, I'm gonna put my life on hold. Okay, put your life on hold. See what that feel like.
Right.
Then you raising a child that you claim you love, but that you secretly resent.
Because it stopped them from their life.
How many mamas out there secretly resent your kids? Especially when you be doing wild shit like Christmas. Yes, Christmas is wild, my nigga. Christmas is for the wealthy. Am I lying? Is something wrong with what I'm saying?
No.
Like, we buy into the American whatever, the dream. We buy into, okay, we doing Halloween. Nigga, Halloween is groceries for a lot of poor people. That's a night of free candy, my nigga. You better get out there with every motherfucking pillowcase we got.
Right.
You know what I mean? My 16-year-olds is out there trick-or-treating, my nigga. we finna go get it now. It's funny, but it ain't.
It's real.
How many poor families remember back in the day when you used to purposely go to the rich hood to trick-or-treat?
Oh, yeah. We used to do
So you
that.
get some real candy.
Because some of them motherfuckers give out money.
Right.
Yep.
You right.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I never trick-or-treated. So.
Oh, Jesus. What are you, a Jehovah's Witness?
No, my mom's a minister.
Jesus don't like, Halloween is devil
Yes.
stuff. Okay, cool.
Hallelujah night.
It was Hallelujah night!
Hallelujah night at some churches. So
Oh no, we didn't have nothing.
bring the kids, the candy. It was Hallelujah night.
Hallelujah night!
For real. Look at
Holidays.
I would get
Wow.
candy at school though. I would eat it at school.
I'm just saying, man, like, we really got to get smart. One more well-placed natural disaster. The whole country is struggling to help Harvey, Irma, Maria, right?
All of them.
Listen, all those fucking natural disaster spots. What is that? Puerto Rico, Florida, and Houston?
Yeah.
The whole country struggling to help them. One more well-placed situation.
This is a rental.
Now Vegas.
horrible.
Now Los Angeles is on a 24 to 38 year cycle. We're in year 23.
I'm leaving.
Y'all not knowing? Every 24 to 38 years, Los Angeles gets slapped in the head with a major earthquake. Oh, you not knowing? 94. 94 was the North Ridge earthquake. That's 23 years ago. Come on now. What y'all think this is?
I gotta move.
And look who, and let me just say, the people who get hit the hardest are the poor people.
Yep.
Wealthy people be like,
Big children.
if we survive, we're going to get in our little plane and fly to New Hampshire for a little while until they clean up the mess. You understand? We're going to get out of here for a while.
We'll be back.
That's like with Katrina.
The
Like
people
the
could,
rich people was able to.
they was able to dip.
Right.
What y'all gonna do now? Now there was a report that just came out that said, hey, LA is bubbling for a major earthquake.
Yep.
Now, because LA is earthquake territory, the original Los Angelinos never fuck with downtown. Because over at Caltech, we knew every time there's an earthquake, that weird little white lady come out with them glasses and talk about the earthquake on the news. We always know, right? We always got the full information. Downtown Los Angeles is going to shake the worst. So because we knew that, am I lying, Mimi? Downtown wasn't a spot niggas kick it at.
No.
Downtown, our downtown was the opposite of all downtowns. You go to New York,
Popping.
downtown is popping.
Exactly.
That's Times Square, my nigga.
Just that.
Right.
We there.
Exactly.
What's happening? You go to Atlanta, the underground. We over there.
Right.
You understand? Downtown is where you go.
DC.
LA was deserted. It was
Yes.
bums.
It's still like that.
You only go down there if you go into the fashion district.
Exactly.
Let me go get some
Exactly.
gear.
Right.
But you get the fuck up out of there real quick. It ain't no,
Right.
let's walk the blocks and chill downtown.
Exactly.
So guess what happens? New York developers and Chinese people come to LA and flip LA into the downtown destination.
Right.
Build it. If you go to downtown Los Angeles right now, construction is wild
Yeah.
all over the place.
Oh my god, it's so annoying.
Condominiums, niggas is living like New Yorkers. They got to pay rent for their car and their crib like New York.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like New York. This is why this matters when we talk about this child support issue. They've already said if Los Angeles up the rent by 5%, 65% of the people who live in downtown Los Angeles will be homeless. How you gonna have a baby in this economic climate? Don't be black and have a baby unless you got paper.
Right. And health insurance.
And it's,
Right.
paper equals health insurance.
Right.
That part.
If you waiting for Obamacare to get repealed,
That's a wrap.
Right.
you better not be pregnant. I swear to God.
We just talked about all those millions of kids that no longer have health insurance now.
Yeah. See
You
that.
know, did you see the people that had the mental patients? They were all there and they were arresting them. They were screaming like they were in wheelchairs. They were arresting them. I forget where were they at. I'm gonna tell you guys in a minute where they were, but they were actually arresting the mental patients. They were screaming and holding on and stuff. It was crazy.
Church. And
I mean, I just think that's just so sad. You know, the state of America right now. And they said they're making it great again. No, you're not.
Right.
You're effing it all up.
Right,
Okay?
exactly.
All the way up.
So, I'm not like just talking about all of this. Like, how come birth control just isn't like more promoted?
Because Jesus doesn't like abortions.
That
Birth
part.
control is considered abortion.
But look, if you take birth control is getting in the way of nature, and that's getting in the way of God.
Child, please.
That's God's shit. And then the other part is you have that element, and because that's the guilt element, and then you have the woman element. Right? The woman element is I'm a baby maker, my nigga. It's part of me being a female is to be able to have a baby.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not finna be the one. Women, listen. you asking women to say, yank him out. I put on the Yankees hat. Yank him on out. That's Corey Holcomb, by the way. You're asking women to willingly just say, yeah, let's do it. And even though they know they have the power to do it, they don't feel good about doing it. Well, some women.
Yeah.
You got some women that
they got mad Yankee hats.
they got different color Yankee hats, my nigga. But you got some women who feel some type of way about it. But the reality of it is, by the year 2020, they saying black people are going to be at zero worth.
Wow.
It was a 20. I think it was 2053.
Was it 2053?
You said black and
Latino.
2053.
Zero wealth.
Negative.
By 2015. Zero wealth. Think about that. How does your belief in a man's gender role still hold water if your ethnic group is at zero worth?
Very sad.
Like, how you didn't turn around and go, be a man, motherfucker?
Right.
Huh?
It's very difficult.
What?
Yeah, it's really hard for the black man.
It's hard for black people.
Yeah, I was going to say women too.
It's hard for black women too, but I just feel like when it comes to the black man, when it comes to police, and it comes to them being the head of the household, the opportunities, you know, we as women, we have a different little lane. I mean, shoot, some white men like some of the black women. So, you know, opportunities
them white men be like, come on over.
Yeah, so the opportunities are a little bit different. I mean, don't get it twisted. I mean, you know, men do what they do, and they're going to make it. You know me, I'm a firm believer you can do it. But I'm just saying, I feel like black men, or even Latino men, are harassed by the police. You know, I drive down the street, and I see it all the time. You know what I mean? And we see it all the time. I mean, this is not, you know, a surprise.
Right.
So I just feel like that's sad, because you walk outside and you don't know what your day has to hold for you. And then you still have to make it. You still have to be strong and imagine the fear. And I'm not calling black men fearful. I'm just saying, just imagine just the thought of something could happen as you look at someone else going through something on the news. You could say, that could have been me. I'm just like him. I'm black. So what makes me any different? I like Skittles. You know what I'm saying? I go to the store. I wear hoodies. You know what I'm saying? So I just think it's sad in that regard, you know.
Listen, this sister says, because harasser is just not enough, this is why I consider calling black men terrorists.
I've seen that fucking
Terrorists?
Right.
Terrorists.
Is she black?
Now, and she's black. Now, this is, what is this website?
Madame Noir.
MadameNoir.com. This is why I consider black men terrorists. September 27, 2017, by Veronica Wells. Listen, a man just killed 58 people.
White man.
A white man killed 58 people.
Injured over 200.
Injured over 500.
Oh, 500.
Wow.
That is terrorism.
Yes.
She said because harasser.
They white on it too.
So when we say harasser, what are we saying? What is the definition of harasser? Catcalling?
That's what he. Yep.
Hey, pretty girl. Woo. Hey, yeah. Oh, I feel like you're a terrorist. Do you understand? Perspective is a motherfucker.
But you know what? She probably thinks she's white. When people come from those type of perspectives, I think a lot of times they think there's something they're not. It's kind of like, you know, there's white people that think they're black, and then there's black people that think they're white. I mean, I met some white people, shoot, they put some black people to shame how cool and real they are. And I met some black people that don't like other black people. You know what I'm saying? They feel like that they don't even go past certain areas. They may not come out the valley, or they may not come past certain areas because they don't like certain types of black people, and they will literally, you know, deface, talk about them, and put them down for every white person that they come in contact with, and in your face. You know, these people, you're these people to them,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
So then, you these people to your own people,
right?
Sunken.
Those niggas over there,
right? They're no longer identifying themselves with what they are. They feel like they're separate for some reason, but they're not.
Now, what's so fucking crazy about this is a sister. Now, you can aggrandize or blow something up. Whatever happened to turning a molehill into a mountain? Listen, I'm not saying that it doesn't get disrespectful. I'm not saying that there isn't an extreme version of harassing that probably needs to be dealt with. But I'm saying there are levels to everything. And you can't throw a blanket license. Listen, this is a blanket license. Because harasser is just not enough, why I consider black men terrorists. That's all of us.
Yeah.
So where's the fine line from appreciation to harassment?
She has problems herself.
She might be cute. Who harassing you?
Yeah. She probably looks like she's
She's
just
not
good
even
head.
cute, y'all.
She tried. Listen.
Nobody harassing her.
She gets fellatio.
Wow.
But I mean, seriously though, like, I just feel like it's just taken too far as like. It goes back to when we were trying to talk about how black men are considered fearful and like how are we, you know what I mean, when we talking about going down the street and it's like, does it scare you and things like that. It's like, why are you, I'm not scared of no black man, you know. I'm scared of anybody if I'm walking in the dark and I'm by myself, you know what I mean. It don't matter if you black, white, or you could be a female, like if you know what I mean, like it shouldn't be just a black man. And I feel like they just have a bad stigma and it's just like, for what, you know what I mean, like getting hit on, first of all, it's not always harassment. Like what? Like it's like I feel like harassment is even taking that too far because it's not.
Well, can I ask you this? And this is to both of you guys. Do you guys appreciate some of the catcalling? Not all, but some. Is there some catcalling you go, oh, that was cute? Okay.
That was close.
Okay, can we talk about that?
That was close. All right.
And definitely, I mean, it might be a day you might be feeling some kind of way, and maybe that one thing they said put a smile on your face.
Right.
You know, you could have been, you know what I mean? Because we all have days where we don't feel well for whatever the reasons are, and maybe something they said may make you smile or laugh, or you know, something was cool about that person. So I don't think that every time it's aggravating or something like that. I just feel like. You know what I think? I think people need to look at what's happening. I can never forget, we went to Disneyland. It was me, Darlene, Ice-T, my ex, and a whole bunch of us, right? And we went to take the kids. And we could never get on the rides because everywhere we went, everybody wanted to take pictures and get autographs and talk and tell their story. But the kids are crying because they want to get on the rides. And I sat back and I looked at that. I said, you know, people never consider, like, we came here to have fun too, but people are more concerned about themselves, and that's just how people are in general. They're like, shoot, I'm at Disneyland, I'm going to get a picture with Ice-T, which I understand. But on the flip side of it, understand his portion of it. He paid to get in here. We came in here 20 deep. You feel what I'm
He want to have fun. He don't want to be bothered.
Right, but here it is, you're pressing. And so I just said all that to say, I think people don't look at other people's perspectives. They're always just looking at themselves, me. You know what I mean? Why should I pay for it when he should pay for it? Or why should I do this when she should pay for it?
Mimi, you just brought up a great point. Y'all can YouTube this video if it's still up. Remember that video of the white lady who went off on Busta Rhymes because she was trying to get a picture from him? And then he wound up cussing her out? She was really harassing him to try to get a picture. He was like, well, God damn it. Is that harassing? Is she a terrorist?
Right.
That's a great point. But that white woman felt like because you're a celebrity, you're entitled. I'm entitled to get a picture with you.
I bought your album, nigga.
Yeah. I make the fans make you who you are.
Right.
Yeah.
Get your ass over here and take a picture with me, nigga.
Right. And she raps the lyrics to the song.
I'm just saying, man, this is why it's so fucking crazy, man. You gotta stay in your lane. Like, when I see drama and dumb shit, you know what's dumb for me? People who lack perspective.
Yes.
If I get 5 or 6 sentences out of you, and I can recognize that your whole thought process is imbalanced, I'm able to move the fuck out the way.
Right.
As soon as you get that, you be like, oh, you dumb. You're imbalanced. I'm out.
Right.
I'm out.
Yeah. I get it. You know what I was going to say earlier when you mentioned the thing, when I said the thing about the hamburger and fries, what I meant is, right now, we was all hungry, right? And I came in here with a pizza, and y'all all hungry. We all finna eat this pizza.
Right.
You feel me? Like, I'm the type of person, like, no matter what, we eating something. We gonna share it. We gonna go get the 99-cent meal. I don't know what we gonna do, but we all eating because I think it's important. If you with a crew of people, or these are your people, then you should be a builder, not a person that you're like, I got this and you don't, while their stomach is growling. Like, and that's why I don't understand even a mother that doesn't take care of their kids. Because some mothers have kids and they drop them off at the grandma's all day. They at the babysitter, they over here, over there, and they at the club. They trying to meet new niggas. But the baby, who they fought so hard to keep away from the daddy, is at with the grandma and with the auntie and down the street. You know, if you're fighting so hard, at least put a little bit more time with your kid, because this is your kid. Your kid is really your future. You spending your time in these streets with people that's coming and going in your life, but your kid will be here forever. You know what I mean? If you could take that knowledge you have and give it to your kid, they'll be so much smarter, and they don't have to go through what you went through if they listen. Because some kids don't listen. They're like, shh, I'm going to learn my way.
And kids are smarter than I feel like adults think. Like early age, and you know, passing them on to grandparents or whoever, babysitters, like they realize, they don't think, oh, they're young, like they don't realize it, but they know. I still remember things from when I was 4 years old. From like my parents when they were together and like before they got the divorce. Like I remember a lot them arguing. I still remember that stuff. Like that stuff it doesn't go away. And I feel like they're not. That's the lack of perspective when they're doing the things that they're doing. They don't realize that, and on the kids' end, like it's gonna hurt them a lot more. It's not even about the money at this point. It's at least about making sure they're just raised properly.
But you know what's really interesting? Somebody on YouTube, they just dropped $10. Jackson.
Someone dropped 50.
He said, oh yeah, he did. Somebody did drop 50. I gotta shout him out, and I'm gonna get to that phone call as well. He said, Zoe loved the show. The government loans force black women to destroy black men's lives if they can't self-reflect and work things out for the kids. We may mistake it for power. So let me do it this way. And I understand what he's saying. But if the government is an advocate of black women, but not an advocate of black men, my question then comes back to the black woman's knowledge of the black or the government's pursuit of black men.
I don't think they have it.
Like, do sisters know, like, the motherfuckers who give you bread and butter to do what you got to do is really trying to fuck black men up unless black men bend the knee. And even when black men bend the knee, that still doesn't protect them from getting killed by the system. Right. Are black women really, like for instance, I don't know about other states. I know in California, child support affixes a 100% interest rate on child support. So you really technically have two child support amounts that come together. Whatever you're late with, there's 100% interest on top of that.
We always like that too.
So you could owe $15,000, right? But then your interest rates, the arrears,
New York is like that.
It'll be another 15. So now you owe 30.
And that all goes to the parent?
Apparently.
Yeah, cause my mom, she was...
Apparently.
But you know what's interesting? If the mother had been on any type of like assistance, like AFDC or something.
All that shit you owe.
Yeah. So what happens is that the father starts paying to them, say the AFDC goes after the father sometimes. So sometimes it's not even the mother. Right. The system goes after him because she gave his name.
Right.
So when the system goes after him, the thing about that is it's like she didn't even have him do that. So, but he's still suffering from that. You get what I'm trying to say? Like she didn't even come after him, but he's still suffering because they came after him. And then when he starts paying, they start paying back to them. Then they pay her. So if it's so much money owed, I think they keep that bread. They try to get paid. They trying to get their bread back first. So really, she not even getting that bread. So now the child's not even getting the money. The system's getting the money back.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So
Wow, that's crazy.
That's crazy, huh?
Listen, we got callers on the line. Let's get a couple callers in here. Yikes. Caller! You're on the Voice of Reason. What's your name and where you calling from? Speak on it! Yes, I can hear you. What's happening?
Hey, TL, how you doing, bro?
I'm good!
Yo, I'm glad you got on this topic, man. It's crazy. Like, here in Georgia, man, I write letters. These people threaten to suspend your license. Even if you're paying your child support on time. They send letters all the time. They misapply things. They'll send you letters saying you have to come to court, but they'll send it on a Friday. You got to be court Monday. You may not open that mail. I mean, it's just really a game. Then they nickel and dime you with all these fees. And the others don't look at it like that. They look at it like it's a personal vendetta to you. Like, yeah, I'm going to get him back. They're not looking at it like, overall, you're destroying your community. You're helping these people destroy your freaking community overall. You know, and it is used as a weapon towards black men. If you go to these child support places, man, these courtrooms are full of brothers. Full of them. And you tell me that brothers are the only ones that are having these kids, and you're automatically labeled as a deadbeat. I spend time with my son, man, all the time. Buy him stuff, spend endless money on Christmas. And I'm talking about outside of child support.
Right.
I still make my child support payments.
Yep.
But I spend so much money on him still for other things because I have to let him know, I have to let him know my narrative. That, yes, I do love him. Because you can't let your narrative as fathers be controlled by somebody else. And I don't know, I just came to the show and started listening, so I don't know how far you guys got into it. So I really didn't know where to jump in. I just saw where you guys were saying online, when should you sue for child support? And, a lot of people, even if you are taking care of your kids, if it's not the money that the mother feels that you should be giving to her, she's going to go to the system. She's going to threaten you, and then she's going to go to the system and say, hey, I'm going to put you up for child support. But she's not looking at it that they're going to nickel and dime the payments that you're making too. And they're going to get theirs. The state is going to get theirs. They have so many fees here in Georgia. I'm not sure about California, but I'm pretty sure it's the same. Because it's a money-making scheme. And they have all these different fees, processing fees. They trick people into saying, oh, if you want us to look at your case and see if you can lower your child support, you have to send us $100. Which 99% of the time, they're going to deny it. And these brothers don't know that you can go to court here in Georgia and file an affidavit of poverty. If you're just not making money like that, then you can file that paperwork for free and have the judge to really look at your case. But a lot of brothers are scared to go to court, but a lot of times with child support, in the states that have set standards, you want to go to court. You want to go before a judge. You don't want to negotiate for child support because child support flat out told me, we're not for the fathers. We're for the mothers. We're not for you. We're going to get the max, and this is what they told me. We're going to get the max out of you that we can. We're not for you.
Wow. Hey, man, I appreciate you sharing that. Listen, if you're struggling with child support in your city, we just heard from Georgia. If you're struggling with child support in your state, call us right now. The number to dial is 323-230-4610. Hey, brother, thank you so much for sharing that info. Appreciate it. Holla at us anytime. Child support equals child extort. Yikes. Call us right now. Because nobody knows if all the money is going to the mothers. Or if the mothers are actually using the money on themselves.
Right.
There's that issue.
Right. And that's a huge issue.
Let's get this lace front together, my nigga.
He brought up a good point about outside of child support, what he does for his child. Because I was going to say that when it came to like my situation, even though he would miss some payments, I don't think my mom had him on like a court. They had like a mutual agreement about the amount. But even if he would miss a payment or things like that, he still would provide for us outside of that. He would still take us shopping all the time.
Right.
He still did things in other ways, but like he said, a woman, if it's not enough, if she doesn't feel like it's enough, she can just take it. And that's not okay.
That's wild. Callers. Boost Mobile. Callers. You're on the line. What's your name and where you calling from? Welcome to the Voice of Reason. Speak on it. Turn your entire life down. We can hear the feedback. Turn your phone down or your radio down. What's your name and where you calling from, bro?
Calling from Atlanta.
All right.
Okay, I want to speak on the child support situation also. With me, what happened is I had a son sometime back, 96. Me and the mother stayed together until he was about 2 years old. Once he was 2 years old, we went our separate ways. I decided to go back to school, which means I'm over an hour and a half out of the city. I had a new girl and whatnot. I've always taken care of my son. From the day he was born, I was there. By the time he got to the house, she had a brand new crib built. She had boxes of diapers from Sam's Club. Always took care of my son. Even when we separated, I had girls that bought him clothes. I had a girl that worked at a baby store. I came home with bags of clothes every day. But when I got another girlfriend, and she heard that my new girlfriend was pregnant, and I get a letter, and I call her, I'm like, what's going on? Why are you putting me on child support when you know that I damn well take care of my son very well? She says, well, I heard your new girlfriend's pregnant, and I don't want you to neglect my son once you have a new baby. So my current girlfriend ends up having a miscarriage, so I never have another child, but now I'm on child support. Now, mind you, child support was only $50 because I'm in school and working part-time, at the time. But however, between now my son's 21 years old. He'll be 21 at the end of this week. So I paid child support for 18 years. I did have some time where I may have not been in work or I might have been doing my street thing. So I got child support backed up to like $15,000 at one point. Now, I just got a letter recently that my child support is down to $6,000. This is the only thing on my credit that's hindering me from moving forward into a lot of business ventures, into purchasing a home and different things of that nature. Just because she had an idea or a thought that I might do or may not do something. Just a thought. And then she goes to the court, and here I am, $6,000 in arrearage, which I was 15 at one point.
Damn, brother. Just because she thought you might take care of another baby a little bit better.
Right.
If that relationship with this new woman is better than the relationship I got with him, that means he gonna take care of that baby he got with this new woman better than the baby we got.
Right. And now I'm living in Georgia. See, I'm from Chicagoland area. And my son has been with me, living with me for the last 2 years. As soon as he walked the stage at graduation, he's like, Dad, I'm coming with you. Let's go. So he jumped in the car with me. I'm still paying child support on arrearage, and I've been taking care of my son in my household for the last 2 years.
That's
so
y'all not understanding. This whole situation is about maintaining poverty. This ain't just about taking care of kids. This is keeping you where you at, my nigga, keeping you struggling. We got to do that. Hey, brother, I appreciate the call. Thank you so much, man. Anytime you want to call in, call in. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. Wow. Let's get these callers. Caller, you're on the line. What's your name and where you're calling from? Speak on it. You calling from muffled phone land? We can hear you now.
From the IE, from the 909.
Word. We all good, man. Speak on your situation right now.
Okay. I had to call in on this. I got to elaborate and piggyback a little bit on Mimi. Now, Mimi, I'm really with you on this one because, as you said, there's a certain thing that's called unassigned arrears and assigned arrears.
Right.
Now, you can go with the mom and dad to the welfare office, close the case, boom, and now you can deal with them straight. Now, once, like she said, you could have $6,000 in arrearage, and like you said, maybe $2,000 of that is owed to the mother. Now, the rest of that, like you said, is interest. Now, if you got multiple cases, let's not get that started. You got to change the LA County, San Bernardino County, and up north. Everybody operates different. So, therefore, it says you got a case in LA County that's only $500. You're trying to pay that off. Oh, no, it has to go through the California Disbursement Unit that issues the money, and they give the money to each case however they see fit. Therefore, the interest isn't being covered. Therefore, you're still in the hole. Like I said, like brother said, he got his kid $6,000 in arrears, that you still got to pay back with interest, and you still got your kid. Again, you get Vaseline fucked all the way around, bottom to the top. And these are the things that they don't need to understand that they put us brothers on the hop. But let's not get it twisted. It's niggas that's switching up and filing on the women too. So we have to address that also. Again, everybody running to white daddy on this bullshit, and everybody fucked up all in the end.
I ain't mad. Call in and speak your truth, goddammit. Right. That's what this platform is all about. I need to hear it. Way to call in and tell the truth and shame the devil.
Oh, watch this shit, but you still got to deal with them folks on the back end with that interest, and they still gonna rape it.
Yeah.
So I just want to call in and let us know, you know what we need to do better? Get our shit together. And this child support shit, yeah, but nobody wants to have the conversation. But again, I guess we got to start somewhere.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you for the call. San Bernardino in the building. Listen, holla at me, man. Holla at me, ladies. Ladies, are you on the fence? Are you struggling? I love this nigga. I don't want to put this nigga in the system, but this nigga ain't about shit. I'm struggling. He got our kid out here looking stupid. I need his help. He not a nigga I can have a conversation with. Damn. Should I put this nigga on child support? Call us. 323-230-4610. Get at us. Caller, you're on the line. What's your name and where you calling from? Welcome to the Voice of Reason. Speak on it. Randizzle.
What's going on?
We good, man. What's your situation, dog?
Oh man, child support shit is bullshit. My ex-wife has started the case when we still lived together, right? She used a fake address, and when we were going to court for our divorce shit, I took probably 50 pieces of mail to court into the little, they investigating and all that stuff. They didn't care about none of that. They just let her talk. They said that she doesn't live in that house. We don't care about that mail. However, the judge still granted her access to the house. I said, well, if she don't live here, why does she have access to my home? They just don't care. You know what I mean? And even with her and my other baby mama, it's the craziest shit ever. I'll try to, I'm with the kids every day. I have my children every day. The only time they're not with me is on the weekend. That's their mother's weekend. But, I close my business down and I leave work early. I'm with the kids all day until I drop them back off. Say they get out of school at 3 o'clock, so I have them until maybe 8. This is every day during the week though. And then I take them to their mom and I go back to work at night, right? And then the other weekend, they're with me the entire weekend from that whole Friday all the way till Sunday night. So they're always with me most of the time. And I think this is another dynamic that's kind of weird. Aside of the child support shit, like the separation of the family unit I feel like it almost kind of forces the father into a somewhat feminine role and then forces the mother into a somewhat role, because when you have a separation of the home with a family, you still have to fulfill all the time that originally was split between two people, but now you got to do it all by yourself. But you got 2 roles to fill. You know what I'm saying? Both parents do. So I just think it's really unnatural, and I don't think that the system should have any play in family unit affairs for real. I just don't think it's right. I think we need to really push more so community-wise to take care of children and really just do what you were doing originally. If you're not going to fuck with each other, cool, but, the kids still got to be taken care of and you still got to manage, but I think the whole shit is unnatural.
Well, I appreciate the call, brother. It's always good to hear from you, man. And that's a good point. I mean, it switches the roles, The mother is the custodial parent 80% of the time. The father is the non-custodial parent 80% of the time. And that's whoever got the child got the power. It's unfortunate. Hey, brother, thank you for the call. We appreciate it so much. Lil Juicy, you had something to say?
Oh, I was going to say, it's unfortunate because, going back to that other caller, how you know, she threatened, or she put him on child support because she was out of fear that, you know, he would treat that new child better. But once that child never came about, and she allowed the child support to continue, and has him, it's like, what did you really do that for then? It wasn't about the kid at this point. So it's frustrating because these men are talking about they take care of their kids. It's about greed.
It is.
And on top of that, it's like you're setting that man up for failure. So it goes back to the woman who said, I won't put my child's father in the system. And I just personally feel like in certain circumstances, if you can avoid the court and do it mutually outside of it, that's the best way to try to go about it. And I feel like the man will respect that a lot more than threaten him to take him to court as well. If you can come up with a mutual agreement amongst one another without involving them, because once they're involved, they're gonna do whatever.
They're gonna mess your life. They're gonna fuck your life.
They can take some of that money too. It's not even all going to the mom. So it's very, very unfortunate, because I feel like the most important thing is that the parents are involved in the child's life. It's not even about money, because you can provide for your child in so many other ways besides money. It's not just about money. Like being there for them, helping them with school, like making sure that they have clothes and school supplies and different things like that, and just being around and raising them right. That's what's most important. And it's sad because, like I said earlier, people are looking for an easy check and they using that for themselves.
Wow, this shit is crazy. Mimi.
Well, no, I think it's very sad.
In the name of Jesus,
I think it's very sad, especially in the cases where the father is spending a lot of money. That sometimes that hurts him, especially if he has multiple children, multiple women trying to get money from him. It actually puts him in a bad state. I mean, I even know a guy, he didn't even really want to work because he says when he works, he's not making any money, because when he works, he's got to give all his money away. So then it puts him in a weird position, because now he can't do what his desires are for his life. He has to choose something in the streets, because he figures the streets, nobody knows the amount. And you know what I'm saying? And it's sad.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
He may not even want the streets no more. But now he got to go to the streets in order to equalize his lifestyle.
That shit is crazy.
So I think that's sad. And I think that, we as people in general, we just need to come to the table and come to a real amount. What the other person's going to do. Hey, maybe you don't have the amount, but then what are you going to do? You're going to pick the kid up from school? Are you going to, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is your part? And then if everybody plays a part, then everything is perfect, because you feel me? But just choose your position.
Exactly.
Because everybody can't play the same sport at the same time. So
wow, it's ugly. It's ugly. It's ugly. Do you know how bad it is when the devil looks like the solution?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. The only person with the answer for this shit is the devil.
But you know what? When you said that, what dropped in my spirit as well is that sometimes when there's violence and other things happening, that's what makes it bad. It's like and that's sad, because the child doesn't deserve it. Obviously, the situation between the two people, I don't know who's right or wrong. I'm just saying violence also causes people to go get the outsider, which is the white man. Because
I agree. I agree.
Because a woman might be so crazy, he got to go get help. I mean, I know guys that had to go get help from the woman.
I agree.
Because she has problems.
I agree with that 100%. But it's violence, it's jealousy.
Right.
Just like that one guy who called in just now. Jealousy prompted his case.
Right.
Shit.
It's already taken care of the child.
Right. And then sometimes, like I said, they ask what the kid will come over, and the mother will ask the child what's going on at the other house, and the other house is too popping. Then they need more money. Oh, they shopping like that? You know what I mean? Well, how much money do you think they got? Oh, really? How many bedrooms in there? What? It looked like what? And so then now there's the major attack. You know what I'm saying? And so some people don't even want to disclose everything to their child, because they know that the other parents are going to try to pump the information, even if it's in an indirect way. You know what I mean?
Wow. So the child is just by default a pawn.
Exactly. On each side of the fence, because shoot, the daddy might be like, well, who coming over? Do mama got a boyfriend? Or she might be like, how much money he's spending. So everybody's playing a little role.
You
know.
pay attention to your daddy's pockets.
Right.
When you with him.
Exactly.
If this nigga pull out a wad of money, you let me know.
Right.
Or if he buying his new girlfriend X, Y, and Z, I need to know.
Right.
If your little brother gets a type of shoe that you ain't got,
Right.
Right.
holla at your mama.
Right. 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 Or tell him you won't want to.
Right.
I won't want to. What about me?
Right.
Damn, this shit's crazy. Caller! You're on the line. What's your name and where you calling from? Speak on it.
Hi, y'all. It's Lori.
What up, Lori? We talk like we know each other. How you doing, Lori?
How are you?
Alive and well.
I'm 31, and I've never had to go through anything with child support or fighting with anybody over children, but I've known people that have. And I had a cousin that even when we were growing up, she was always kind of immature. And if I could have handpicked anybody not to have a baby with, it would have been her. Because as soon as the guy made her mad, then she wanted child support. And so when she was going through the process, I was like, you know, you shouldn't do that to him. You know, if you chose to have a baby, and that's okay. But if he doesn't want to be a part of her life, then that's okay too. You just got to grind harder. But she didn't agree with that. So she put him on child support, and, you know, to me, it just kind of complicates your ability to communicate with the person. If a person don't want to be involved in what you're doing, I mean, I just feel as though they had a right. Just like you had a right to have the baby. And low-key, there's a lot of mothers out here that could, you know, easily walk away just like some guys do. I think it's just not talked about as much. Me and my husband have 4 kids, and 2 of them are actually adopted. So I know, you know, it goes both ways as far as the responsibility for the kids. And one thing I did want to say is that Mimi said something that I totally agree with. It's attention. It's not worth attention. To me, if me and my husband ever got into it and we couldn't communicate initially, you know, if we go through a bad divorce and we can't communicate, the last thing I probably even want is child support, because now I got to deal with them, and it's kind of forced. You know what I'm saying? And another thing they do with this child support, if you get behind, I'm a nurse, and they can actually suspend your nursing license if you've been behind on child support, which makes it so you can't even work to get enough money. So I just don't know who invented it.
Hey, who was the fucktard who invented? I mean, that's some fuckery. I'm gonna take away your license,
right?
Because you're tardy. You're struggling financially. I'm gonna take away your license. Well, I need my license to get to work.
Right.
I'm gonna take away your fishing license. Nigga, you can't even fish. In the state of California, if you're delinquent on child support, nigga, you can't fish.
Wow.
They'll take away your fishing license. Damn. Any license you got can be taken away. What? You're a nurse. You can't nurse anymore. Well, how the fuck am I gonna work?
Right.
Who is the fucking brilliant fucktard who came up with that? Wow, thank you.
You go to jail if you get behind in your child support. I mean, my thing is, you know, for the women, I mean, it's hard. I know it's hard, but I plan every day like my husband to leave me with all 4 of these kids, even the 2 that we adopted.
Wow.
So I just, you know, make sure I have things in place, because it can happen. Yeah.
Wow. Hey, baby girl, I thank you for the call. Listen, do you know how much money is involved? Don't have no kids, my dudes. Y'all the one. Listen, we the ones who come out on the losing end of the stick. Unless you listen, I'm talking to Phil right now. He young, fresh out of college, just getting his life together, my nigga. Don't shoot up the club,
nigga. Don't.
Do not slang your man milk like ranch from KFC.
Nigga. Nigga.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, shit.
Let me get 8 more of them ranches. Nah.
No ranch.
I promise you, it's gonna be a bad deal. Listen, we talk about this every time we have a show. Spirituality is rare. So 9 times out of 10, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to be fucking with a spiritual person. You're going to be fucking with a mercenary. They become mercenary after you don't fulfill whatever dreams they have laid out as relationship standards. Somebody just donated $50.
Hey.
What's my man's name? Jay Useedat. I guess that's how you say his name. Useedat. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. He says, I appreciate the work y'all put out there, Zoe. Team Juicy and everyone. Keep it up. In other words, he like both of y'all little juice boxes. They some juicy motherfuckers for real in real life. Y'all should see what I see. Y'all just seeing like, sitting around by the table. Y'all should see what I see. They really juicy. But let me just say about their juiciness. It's gonna cost.
I knew you were about to say something.
That juice expensive, my nigga. It's gonna cost your life. Over with, nigga. It's over with. You fuck with one of these little juicies over here. It's you see that. There you go.
You see that.
Yeah, I'm old. I don't be reading y'all little. Alan Cooper says Zoe is old as fuck. It's you see that. But shit,
Well,
nigga.
I looked over. I couldn't figure it out either.
All them shit, all them letters went together, my nigga. That ain't no real word, my nigga. This nigga's so old he can't read fucked up grammar. I can't. Nah, but this is crazy, man. Gosh, children are beautiful. Like I got 3. They're all Sages. These motherfuckers are beautiful. They special. You know, my oldest motherfuckers he'll be 21 in December. My daughter will be 18. My youngest will be 16. Like, they some beautiful motherfuckers, and the process is beautiful, and seeing them and vibing with them and seeing their personalities and all that shit is wonderful. But when you broke, my nigga, please understand. Veronica Conway been on this show telling y'all for years, nigga, $2 million.
$2 million.
At least $1 million. Fuck it, at least $1 million. To raise a motherfucker right? You want to go to Virginia Tech? You need $1 million.
No.
My sister went there for a year. Shit.
I'm just saying, you need money. Money. Oh, you want to learn karate? Or you want to progress up karate? You want to do karate right. You want to get a real practitioner that's going to teach you some real shit and get your ass to that black belt, huh? Oh, well, nigga, yeah. That's going to cost. Oh, you need a tutor. Oh, well, that's going to cost. Oh, you need to take an SAT or an ACT prep course to get you that guaranteed 1,500 score on that bitch. Well, that's going to cost. Fuck. You thought this shit was just going to be... Oh, the iPhone 8 is out. You don't want your kid to get shamed. iPhone shamed at school. This motherfucker at school with an iPhone 4S out of this bitch. The iPhone is round. Remember when it was round? You got one of them fat round ones.
Oh, no.
Niggas is like, what is that? This nigga got a jelly bean for a phone. What's... You understand? This is a real situation.
Yeah.
Dudes, it's gonna fall on your shoulders. It is. It really is. Do you know how fucking prepared you gotta be? Man. God damn, it's hurtful. Callers. You're on the line. Tell me your miserable story. Welcome to the Voice of Reason.
What's up, Joe? This DA from Atlanta again, man. I already shared my horrible story. But what I was wanting to do is see if I can get a P.O. box or an address, man, because I design shirts. And I'm going to design a shirt for you and Mimi, and I want to send them out to y'all, man, for y'all shows.
Hey man, just hit me up on Instagram and I'll be able to give you that address. I'm just not gonna just say it over the air. You know, at Mr. Zoe what?
Thank you.
Yes.
I got some designs that I'm gonna come up with, that's gonna pertain to the voice.
Reasons or what, and Mimi, I'll gear yours towards keeping it real, and I'll get those designs sent to you guys as soon as possible, and I'll get the address from your Instagram. So thanks a lot. I'll holler at you guys later.
All right, good looking. Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Caller, you're on the line. What's your name and where you're calling from? Oh, what's up, girly girl? Speak on it.
Steve. I just wanted to say that I think that first and foremost, child support is the devil, but I think that child support is an issue because black men and black women can't get along. I think that to a certain degree, a lot of us haven't been taught how to handle disagreements, and a lot of that plays out in our relationships. And once we, have split from our partner, we try to get back at our partner using child support. And of course, it's definitely designed to take down the black man. And I try to tell a lot of sisters, including some friends of mine, who, they get upset with the father of the child who's not doing, this and that or so-and-so, or maybe their feelings are hurt at the moment. And they, they'll start the whole child support process. And I tell them, at the end of the day, your child is going to suffer because the financial state of the father is going to affect the child. And you never want to put the father of your child in a predicament that they're struggling financially because you put them on something. If they could do it without, the middleman, the government being involved.
Ayana, tell me the truth. Do a lot of sisters really fuck with the government like that? They get down with the government. The government is an ally, and they with that.
They think of it in those terms. I think that they're like, okay, I can get money this way. I can get a little extra this way. If I put him down there, he already ain't acting right. You know what I'm saying? I think that a lot of this is also pride, because I think that brothers will put their pride aside and tell the sisters that they sorry, or you know what I'm saying. The sister wouldn't end up getting so angry that she would, end up actually carrying out the whole child support issue. Because of pride, I think a lot of times it's just like, well, I'll show him, because he did this, so I'll show him. And, it's almost like a protective mechanism, as unhealthy as it is, but I do see it being used as a protection mechanism and pertaining to the father.
Wow. Babe, I appreciate you for calling in. Let me just say, your new photo shoot was fire. I know I didn't like the post, but it was fire. I gotta appreciate that. Thank you so much for calling. Shit was hella cool. Call anytime. Damn, that's crazy. We gotta go to the devil for answers. That's why I did this topic today. If you're just tuning into the Voice of Reason, that's what we're talking about. When to deal or not to deal with the devil. A deeper look at when, especially if you're black, and when to take somebody to child support. I can see if a motherfucker just sitting on a knot, being Scrooge McDuck. You in the dig? Just Scrooge McDuck. I got it. But I'm not fucking with you with this paper. You got to come for me. You got to come for them niggas. I believe that. Fuck that baby and you. You in the dig? You still lactating? Let that baby eat from there. You got to go get him. That motherfucker, you got to go get.
Right.
And I think it's fair. Gosh. Let me just say. I don't think it's fair, but I understand. Let me tell you why I say I don't think it's fair, but I understand. You're still going to the devil.
Right.
You're still going to a fucked up system to get a resolution. You in the dig?
Mm-hmm.
So I get that. Shit's foul though.
I feel like it's when someone is a means, but a large amount. You know what I mean? And it's, I don't know. I would say avoid it at all costs. But it's tough when you see someone with money. You know what I mean? They're not struggling financially. They're doing fine, and they have a new family. And those situations like that, I can understand that anger where it's coming from, because you're taking care of your new family, but you forgot about this one. Just because our relationship ended doesn't mean your relationship with our child should end. So when it's that bad and like he's really just being an asshole, but I wish we can, like she said, we can just come to an agreement where we're like, you know, that both parents can like communicate with one another.
Both parents, especially black people, don't like each other. Go ahead.
That's true. They don't even like their own family.
Well, I have a friend, and he has a bunch of kids, and he took care of some and didn't take care of the other ones. And he would tell me the reason being is because they were one-night stands, and they told him he was going to get rid of the baby. He didn't want the baby. So then his thing is, well, I didn't want them kids. So he literally would tell, the other kids would actually ask him why would he act different with the other one. He told them, like, you know what? I love you, but your mom knew what it was when we was dating. You feel me? And so therefore, I feel some kind of way because she forced me into this with you.
You ain't got no choice, baby.
Right. And that situation there, that makes a big difference because the dude could even feel resentment because she knew what it was when they laid down. Now all of a sudden we having a baby. I mean, obviously, you know, protection methods should have been taken, but at the same time, they both were responsible and they knew what it was when it took place. So now that something different's happening, let's not change the script or flip the script.
And there's turkey basters out there, so.
On the turkey basted side of the game.
You never know. Like
the turkey basted baby.
Like, I use protection, you know, I forgot.
All-Star weekend, Super Bowl weekend.
Damn.
Wow. That's crazy. He's honest with his kids about
Well, let me do this because we running a little late, so we got to shut it down. It's not our job to give you all the answers. We don't have all the answers, but fuck. That's a tough little angle to go at, ain't it?
His baby.
Shit, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. I appreciate all the callers for calling in. I appreciate Mimi.
Hello.
And Angry Smurf, a.k.a. Team Juicy. Appreciate Team Juicy for coming and dropping information today. Thank you guys for donating from the super chat on YouTube. We appreciate it. Thanks. And we'll be back Wednesday with another slapper. All right then, deuces!
Yo, we done served.
That was crazy.
Till I die.